What is going on, everyone? Good evening tonight on this wonderful, wonderful December night. It's actually cold in Florida. It's crazy. Just crazy. What is up, people? Let's start. Eddie Nunez, man. Fly High, Wisconsin. What's going on? Time to fly. Robert C. Richardman Aerials. Art Code Drone Solutions. Man, hope you guys are all ready for Christmas and see if the FAA is just going to completely destroy us, but I can't get too far ahead of myself. Let's bring in the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Dobo. Where are you, bro?
Hello, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul Feinberg. Mr.
What's
Paul
going on, dude?
Feinberg. Oh, it's another beautiful Wednesday evening, Paul. It's a gorgeous day.
I love this weather when I can finally bring out a jacket.
I know, man. I am sitting here wearing a little a jacket, dude. I'm wearing a jacket. I'm feeling like it's a little cool.
Hey,
not
can
gonna lie,
I see the hat? Turn your hat around. Is that a Dobo hat?
Mm.
Let's see it. Oh,
got some new merch.
Guys, get new merch, man. There's links down in the description where you can go.
The new
on
shirts are out.
Site.
Our new kill shot shirts are out.
Ooh, look, I got to get me one of those.
I dig it. So, yeah. So those are all out. Still don't have a name for the new logo. We don't have a new name, but this shirt's kill shot. I'm pretty happy with it, dude. It sort of goes off the hit list. So
thanks, Rick. We were talking about that earlier before the stream. Get my sixth tree in the house, you know.
I did get some confirmation that some of those landing pads that people won last week did make it to their to the winners, which I thought was pretty good.
It's fabulous.
Yeah. So Zach was shipping them out and
landing style.
Yeah, got them out there. So a little bit more of a subdued, mellow stream tonight. We're not going to get too crazy because I still have to film a video literally after this. We're staying on track with these 31 videos, right? We're
pumping them out, man. I mean, I should say you're pumping them out. You're just shooting it all, and I'm the guy that goes in there and corrects everything.
Yeah, I'm just knocking them down as we go.
You're destroying.
So
man.
we're getting awfully close to the FAA announcing the finalization for remote ID. So we're going to get to hear what that whole thing is. It looks like it's going to come towards the end of the year here, like right before the new year. So any day now we should know. It seems like some of this information has leaked, but nothing's been final. I think all in all, I think we're going to be in good shape though. I think we're going to be in good shape. I think with
we'll make do.
With some of the proposed rules, I think we should be in good shape. I don't think they're going to stick their foot up our asses too terribly bad, which is a good thing. So very good thing.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to go over some of that tonight, but
what's that?
We definitely will be going over that some of that tonight.
Yeah, because I saw that I saw some new information had leaked. And again, these sources are all quote unquote, I don't know. It's sort of sketchy. It's all sketchy until they actually say, hey, this is what's actually happening, right? Like you can't really take too much of it. You can only take it with a grain of salt. That's what I say to anybody. Yeah. Let's see what B-Man says. Yo, guys, what are we talking about tonight? What size dump the FAA is going to take on our chest the day after Christmas? That's pretty much a good way to put it. That's pretty much a good way to put it. Hopefully it's not too bad. Like you'd have to think with as many drones that were released this year and the sort of the trajectory that the industry is going, I can't imagine most companies putting much effort into marketing if it was going to be shit on. So somebody has to know something. I can't help but think a lot of these larger manufacturers talk directly with the FAA and sort of have a leadway, a bit of an understanding as to what's happening. I couldn't believe anything else other than that, you know. I just sure. I don't think that's the case. So we'll find out very soon though. There's a couple of videos that have hit online that claim that they know what the FAA is going to do. I'll just put it this way. Like if you call and talk to a FSDO at the FAA, they're not going to tell you anything when it comes to remote ID until the rule is finalized and put into public consumption's hands. They're not going to tell you anything. So if anybody's saying otherwise, they're full of shit. That's all I got to say about that. All right. So Paul, what are you drinking tonight, man?
Same old.
You're still sipping that seltzer?
I'm still trying to knock out all those flavors, you know. I want strawberry today.
Well, it's 5% alcohol, so there's that.
It's something, right?
That's something. So, I mean, I guess that's okay. So, this week we've got Friday night. I am flying up to Philadelphia. I'll be up there Friday night.
Going again without me, man.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'll be up there Friday night. I'll be there Saturday. And then I'll be shooting back home on Sunday morning. I'll be back home by like 10 o'clock. So really fast trip, super, super fast trip. Where can you get one of those landing pads? I think we're going to be selling those landing pads actually. I think we are going to have those landing pads on the website if they're not already there. I have one of them here. I still have one of the landing pads here that I don't know. I may give that one away. I'm not really sure. I sort of use it when I'm flying the FPV quads. Like if I'm in a situation, where like there's a lot of dust or something and I don't want to get that shit in the motors, I'm going to do that. I'm going to freaking throw out that landing pad. But I had another landing pad that a company sent me. I've not even unboxed it. I don't even know where it is. It's in this mess somewhere. Can you win it?
Thanks, Artco, for the super chat. You know,
little birdie. Oh, thank you, Artco. I appreciate the $3 super sticker. That's pretty cool. Little fist bump, dude.
What are you drinking, Ken?
I am drinking. This is the what is this? This is Sierra Nevada Brewery. This is their 40th hop-iversary. So it's pretty good. It's mellow. We went out to dinner. DroneWorks did all the dinner tonight. So I had a couple of gin and grapefruits earlier tonight. So I'm already pre-game. So like I said, I'm trying to not get too crazy. I had some really like fucked up comments on the last stream. People were like, "I'm not here to see people get drunk," and I'm like, "I am." That's what you do on this stream. It literally says Drone Brews.
There's a lot of dirty comments, like the hat comment that was uncalled.
Yeah, what's up with the hat comments, man? I get a lot of hat comments too. People are like, "Why are you wearing a hat inside?" fucking, I always wear a hat. I wear a hat no matter what, you
Where
know?
you're a bunch of children and you wear your hats backwards. I mean,
Who cares? Who gives a
dude,
shit? Like, I love those comments because normally I ignore them. Thank you, Mel, with the $2 super sticker. Normally I ignore them, but sometimes I just smack back at them because they're just the most outlandish, ridiculous comments. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, luckily I think you deleted some of those comments before I
Yeah,
even looked
well,
them.
I do. I only delete them when I respond with something that is just beyond vulgar. And I just, I don't know. I'll just delete them off of there. So tonight I am going to be giving away something tonight. We're going to be giving away a brand new Roma F5 frame from Diatone. So it's the frame. This
Ooh,
is for it's the digital frame. So if you're using the DJI FPV system, you can win this frame. It's an amazing frame. I love it. It flies really well. So this can accommodate a full-size air unit, or you can fit a CADX Vista in there. You'll just have a lot of room. So it's going to be a Diatone Roma F5, brand new in the box. You just got to put it together. Pretty good deal.
sounds fun.
Sounds like a deal. So we'll give that away a little bit later tonight. We will figure out how we're going to give that away for anybody that wants to win that frame. So if you're rocking DJI FPV, you have a chance to win that. So there you go. All righty, let's take a look at the chat here. I know you sort of did that, but I'll jump in here really quick and see who we have. So we got Robbie, Herbs of the Forest, Speedballs here, Liquid FPV. We've got Phantom Flight 101, Gabe M. Joe's here, Rick Halber, I see. Fly High Wisconsin, B-Man's here. Got 400 AGL, Arco Drone Solutions, Easyheimer, and Rob Garnett. We got, of course, Paul's in the chat and Eddie's here. So all good stuff, man. So
Lots of good people here.
We did not secure a guest for this evening. We did not. We've been slacking.
I've been slacking. Let's just put it back on me.
I'm going to put it back on you because your job is to secure the guest. We were going to get Josh Bardwell, but I think I've sort of shelved that idea. I've shelved the idea of having Joshua Bardwell on the show.
We've been getting a lot of FPV snobs with some dirty comments lately.
So let's talk about that, because that's sort of something that has been pissing me off as of recently. So I'm pretty good friends with obviously the guys over at Beagle, right? I've been to their office, and I know Dwight pretty well. Hung out with them a couple times. So I've seen the back end of their operation. So Josh recently put out this video talking about the Beagle drone, how it's like a major ripoff, blah, 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 blah. And after that video, we started getting a lot of like really nasty comments. Like
a lot. I mean, I'm like, why you like, if you don't want to, have a pre-made drone, it's okay. Go buy your own stuff. But it's for people who can't do that or don't want to waste their time, or they have more important things to do. If they want to pay more money for a pre-built drone that's ready to go, more power to them. And they're pumping stuff out, making it like the hobby more flyable for everybody. Why not?
And the reason why it happened was when he did that video, and even in his live stream multiple times, what happened was he was searching for the Beagle drone, and my video kept coming up top. Now, it's not really a big deal, but he kept clicking on it and he was reading the titles. So as he's reading the titles, people are going to look for that. But he sort of made it into such a, I don't want to say slanderous sort of video against them, but he made it into such a negative spectacle that people were like actively going out of their way to attack Dwight. Like Dwight received death threats.
Wow.
He's received like I got some pretty bad comments, but Dwight's received things that nobody should ever receive, like as a business owner. Like I'm talking about just fucking things that you just don't say to people. You know what I mean?
Right.
My mentality is if you don't like something, nobody's forcing you to buy it. Just don't buy it, right? Just don't buy it and move on. Just like with FPV, like there's going to be people that are going to look at that new DJI FPV drone that's going to be coming out. Obviously, it's already hit the FCC at this point, so like that's all shit we could talk about. But there's going to be people that are not going to want that, right? Because they're going to be like, well, I'm going to break that. I'm going to crash that. and they don't know anything about it yet. So they're already prejudging something before they ever see it. And then you just have people that hate DJI in general, which is, I would say, a good, 60% of people that fly FPV despise DJI. They just despise them. You know what I mean? They've never flown them. They just think DJI is a bad company and they don't want to associate with them. So right out of the gate, they hate them. So it's always interesting to read the comments, but sometimes like you can't escape it. People are always like, oh, turn the other cheek, turn the other cheek. You know what? Fuck that. When you read comments and you're put a video out and you're reading through hundreds of comments and you see a bunch of shit and people are like, well, it's one comment for every 100 positive comments. No, the fuck it isn't, because we're on the front end of all things and we read all the shit. So we see everything. We see everything. So no, it's not. It's a little more aggressive than that. You know what I mean? Which is stupid. So yeah, people deserve sometimes to be people deserve to be bitch smacked. They deserve it. They deserve it. They have it coming. They have it coming. That's what I think about that. You know what I mean? So somebody said in the comment section, can anyone tell me why Ken doesn't like Drone U?
Oh, please, let's not go there.
No, we can go there. We can go there.
There's plenty of reasons why.
I mean, I thought I listed a lot of it in the first video. The very first video I did of them that was titled Fuck You, Drone U, or F You, Drone U, or whatever the hell I said. It was Dear Drone U. I pretty much listed everything there. Like I've said it before. Paul's a sniveling little bitch. I have no problem saying that. I'd say it to his face in person if we were at an event. If I saw
another name, by the way, he needs to get another name, by the way.
I know, but I'm not you. I call you you're PP. You're PP. You're producer Paul, which is PP. But he's little P. He's little PP because he's Paul. He's Paul. He's small. He's shorter. He's shorter than you, Paul.
It's hard to do, but I guess
he's shorter than you, dude. We'll call him Francis. So when Francis, if I saw him at an event, I'd probably give him a piece of my mind. I'd fucking give him a piece of my mind at an event. I'm glad that most of the events that like commercial UAV is digital this year. All the events are digital. CES is digital. I didn't even want to attend it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, register for CES. The only reason why I'm going to register for CES this year is so I don't have to pay the fee when we can finally go back and do normal shit in 2021 or 2022, whenever the hell the world goes back to normal, whenever we stop sniffing paint.
I hope it's at least 2022, but you're saying that 2021 CES and all them
it's all digital. It's all digital. You're not allowed to go to an event. You can't, there's nothing. Yeah. It's digital. It sucks. It sucks because all these companies are going to release products. And one of the cool things about going to CES is you used to be able to go and physically touch the products and film these products and ask the questions of the manufacturers. Right. Now you register and you're going to be in like this webinar. So you're not really going to get a chance to ask your questions like you were before. And it's
no different than them. I'm doing a product release video.
Right. It's just not. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't care what anybody says. It's not the same.
It's way better to go in person and build those relationships too. That's what really sucks that you can't do.
Right. So that's sort of a bummer. It is what it is. I mean, nothing we can do about that. So, but I don't know.
I was actually supposed to go to NAB last year, and they can't end up canceling that one too. That was a bummer. I was really excited about that. I've never been to any camera sort of big convention.
Yeah, NAB was supposed to be pretty good, and then they canceled that whole deal, which sort of sucked. Yeah, it's a bummer, man. They just, I don't know. I have opinions on everything, but I'll keep them to myself. Because I've already gotten myself in trouble at Spin Up with Ken Herron. I just didn't know how to keep my mouth shut in one of his videos on something. So his fans they get a bug up their ass because they don't know me, like they don't know me. So,
but Eddie Nunez said Camera Camp 2021. It's not happening, bro.
Never happening. Camera Camp is done. No more camps. No more camps. R.I.P. Sort
It
of
was just
sad.
too much for me to handle.
Yeah, definitely. So I've got the Evo 2 Pro sitting out here too.
What's the deal with that?
So I've come to the conclusion. This is the conclusion I've come to. So I got rid of the first Evo. So my Evo 1, I got rid of it. I sold
Oh
it.
boy.
Right. And I have not flown the Evo 2 in probably about a month and a half. That's how long it's been. I've just been using my Mavics. And since I've not used my smart controller in a little while, so I was using the smart controller for everything, but I went back to using my physical application, and the physical application is allowing me to get my Lance authorizations, right? So the issue with me getting turned down in certain airspaces really, I think, was an issue with the smart controller, not the Mavic itself. So I'm able to still get like pretty reasonable authorizations. So
Really? That's interesting.
yeah. So I've just decided I'm probably just going to buy a second Mavic 2 Pro as a backup, and I'm selling the Evo 2 6K. I'm getting rid of it. I don't know. I've just had enough of it. Like, I don't use it, you know?
I thought you would still need it for.
Yeah, I
stuff.
thought I would too, but I think that if I just don't use the smart controller as much, and if I do my authorizations through the application for DJI Go 4, it works. And, and let's just say DJI puts out maybe another Mavic, later on next year or something, the Mavic 3, right?
Right.
They put out that drone, and maybe it uses the Fly app. So every one of the drones, like all three of the Mavics now, would use the same application, which would be pretty cool. I would still keep my Mavic 2 Pro as a backup because I have 12 batteries now, and I'm just making sure I'm meticulously charging the batteries. I'm babying them, but I'm not happy with the log profile on this. I'm really not. And I don't use the 6K. Like, the 6K is not to me useful at all. Like, I don't know why 6K exists on this drone. I wanted something different. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me.
6K destroys computers too, man.
Well, 6K destroys computers when it's a really super compressed. It's super compressed H.265. Like, it's super compressed. It's 120 megabits, which isn't a lot. Like, cameras that are shooting H.265, take for instance the Fuji. If I was shooting at 4K at H.265, I can choose the megabits in which I want to record. I can choose anywhere from 100 to 400 megabits. Now, 400 megabits, that's a lot of data, but it is so much easier to edit that footage than it is to edit the shit coming out of the Evo. Now, in 4K, no problem. But you have to have it in H.265 if you want 10-bit color, you have to keep it in H.265, which is a pain in the ass because that HEVC codec really, really can bring a computer to its knees, which is a pain in the ass. Now, the new Macs apparently have no problems with it, though.
Oh yeah, the M1s. Yeah,
The M1s have no problem with it. But not everybody wants an M1. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I feel like the M1 is a good computer for what it is. But I think for, like, if you're a professional, you probably aren't going to want to buy that right now. You know what I mean?
You saw Armando Ferreira's Mondo Bites, his last video that he did on.
I didn't see it. Bring me up to speed.
He compares the M1 decked out, pretty much $2,300 M1 laptop, 13-inch one, to his Mac Pro, to a high-end, a 4-year-old custom, like, high-end PC that was $10,000 in its day, about $5,000 build nowadays, and like another high-end Dell laptop. And the only time the M1 really, like, wowed is when they're using, like, Final Cut Pro. That's
what I'm saying. Not like professional editors, like people that are colorists, people that are like really truly editing things professionally, are not going to use Final Cut Pro. Yes, there are some professionals that use Final Cut Pro, but the industry standard is DaVinci Resolve. Like,
right.
The industry standard is DaVinci Resolve, and there's another editor that is actually truly like what Cinema uses, and it's not Premiere. Like, Premiere, professionals use Premiere, but DaVinci is widely used. Like, that's what people bring in and color it with. And I mean, I just saw some things that would prevent me from doing it. I know if I bought the M1, I would regret it. I would regret it because I don't think it
Well,
could
you're a
keep up.
Windows guy too. You could build a computer that's
Like I built that computer, and every time I feel like that computer is slowing down, I just replace the components that is slowing me down. Like just like this laptop here. This is the Razer Blade 2020 base edition. So it's got an i7, it's got a 6-core i7, and it's got a 500 gigabyte hard drive, right? What's nice about this is there's a secondary slot, so I can put a secondary M2 slot in here, so I can run like a 2 terabyte drive alongside my hard drive. I can upgrade the RAM to 64 gigs if I want it, and right there, that would basically max this out, and I would still be right at what it costs to get that M1, which is incredible. That's incredible. If you really think about that, the M1 is expensive for what it is. And then what's going to happen is Apple's going to drop, like, let's say a 12 core processor or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
and then it's like you spend all that money. You know, it's stupid. I think that'd be silly to spend that money. And the problem is with YouTube, this is the problem, is people follow trends, people follow hypes because they think it's fucking cool or whatever. I just buy shit because it works for me. I don't give a fuck what any other channel or any other person says. Like, I put my blinders on lately. Like, I don't even I scroll through Twitter, but I feel like I'm not reading things in Twitter. Like, I don't actually read people's tweets. I'm just like, I feel like I'm drunk scrolling because things are like blurry. And if something's interesting, I can see it, but then I just keep scrolling. Like, I don't care. I just don't care because everybody tweets the same shit.
I mean, honestly, it's true, and I'm not trying to like blow this channel's like skirt, whatever. But if you look at this channel, I mean, we're pretty upfront. Ken and I have talked that the affiliate links aren't as high performing as maybe some other channels.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're not pushing products down your throats, telling you what to buy and what you should go out there and get. We're just telling you what works for us, and if it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I think it's a big trend that I see a lot.
Yeah, like I can't. I think that's the thing too. Is like people don't understand. Is like I have we talked about we're doing 31 videos this month, and it would be really, really easy just to sit there and review product after product because companies have sent products to me to look at, and I've looked at a lot of them. But at the end of the day, I'm just sort of like, I wouldn't really use this product. I really wouldn't buy this product. So if I really wouldn't buy the product, I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to make a video on it. And it pisses these companies off because like they'll keep saying, where's the video? Where's the video? And then my instant reply back, because you've seen this, Paul. I told the one company, I said, if they emailed me one more time, I'm going to send their product back to them in a million fucking pieces. And I never heard back from them again. I never heard back from that company again.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing. So I don't think I have to worry about working with them, which is good. But that's the thing is like, I hate to sit there and just talk products. Like I want to be more evergreen content. I want to talk more like use case for certain things I think is more interesting. Like, I don't know. And it's funny, like the drones, for instance, all of our drone links are not actually true affiliate links. They're links to the DroneWorks store, but I'm not actually making any money on those links, right? Because it's not a
Right.
true affiliate link, right? There's no blowback for me for that, so it doesn't really matter. Does it help the store? Yeah, it helps the store, but it's not actually a true affiliate link, so I don't care. And neither does Zach. He doesn't really care either. So I think that's one of the more important things to keep in mind. So. But let me see what's going on here. DaVinci retail free version. Let's see. I've used the retail version of DaVinci, and it's actually quite good. The free version it's pretty limited. But if you're used to editing with Premiere Pro, I think the biggest quirks come into play when you try to do adjustments when you're trying to color grade, because DaVinci calls things for what it actually is, like gain and gamma, which is like contrast. So it's a little bit different than Premiere Pro. So I think those are the differences for me that I struggle the most with. I'm just so vested into Premiere's ecosystem that I will never leave Premiere Pro, because there's times that Premiere just really outperforms DaVinci Resolve. My brother edits in DaVinci Resolve because he shoots with the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and he uses BREW. And there's times he'll send me a video of his timeline in DaVinci, and it's just like very, very choppy. And I'm shooting, 4K 60 with the Fuji, and my timeline is just trugging along. So I think if you want to use DaVinci, you can color grade in DaVinci, but I would still edit. I would still choose to edit in Premiere Pro personally. That's just my workflow choice. I'm proficient in Final Cut though. I can edit in Final Cut and I can edit in DaVinci, or I should say I can edit in Premiere, but DaVinci still loses me. I just can't do it. I just think that I rather edit in Premiere Pro, to be honest with you. Somebody asked a question in the chat. Let me see if I can find it. What did he say?
Somebody asked you if you were ever see yourself getting into underwater drones.
So we tried that. We tried underwater drones. So we tried underwater drones for a little bit. So we had the Gladius Mini, which we tried, and I thought the Gladius Mini was a piece of shit. When I first tried it in Seattle with their corporate sales rep, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. But the water was really clear. The water in Seattle's bay, like we went to this park, and it was really super clear. So you can see to the bottom. It was easy to sort of navigate. And then when I got it back home, I tried it in the river and I've tried it in the Gulf. And in open water, they just never performed really well. Like if the water was moving at any amount of speed, it just didn't perform well. Then a company called QC sent us a QC7 or something like that. It's an underwater drone. And we tried that and it worked actually pretty damn good. We took it about 20 miles off the shore and then we broke it and we got another one back and it's been sitting in the box ever since. I actually did a video about a year and a half ago on that. I actually had a shark come up and smack the Gladius Mini in the front. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate that, brother.
Somebody asked what type of monitors you recommend. I'm guessing he's talking about computer monitors.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Here's my thing with monitors. I think any monitor is going to do you pretty much well, like that you get from LG or BenQ. I would say the brands you're going to want to stick to when it comes to monitors to edit is going to be LG and BenQ, to be honest with you. Dell makes some pretty good monitors. You got to look at the sRGB rating. You want to get at least 100% of the sRGB color space. And then you want to have at least, I would say, 70% of the Adobe sRGB. I mean, if you can get any more than that, that monitor is going to cost you a lot of money. The main monitor that I edit on is an LG 34-inch, and it's a 10-bit monitor. And I think I paid about $500 for that monitor. But you buy your monitor, and then you have to buy a Spider calibrator to calibrate your monitor to make sure it's actually color accurate. So that's more important than the monitor itself, in my opinion.
That's what I was going to say. You recently bought one of those and had some fantastic luck with it.
Yeah, you gotta buy a calibrator so you can make sure that the colors that you're actually seeing are as true to life. Because what was happening to me was I would do an edit, I would watch it on my phone, and on my phone, it would look entirely different than what I saw on the computer. Like it had way less contrast than what I was seeing on the computer, or sometimes it would have more contrast than what I saw on the computer. So it all just depends. So I notice now that I've calibrated the main monitor, I don't have that issue anymore. All the footage looks very similar from device to device, with the exception of my Pixel 5, because the Pixel 5 AMOLED screen just really oversaturates everything. But that's the only thing. I think LG is probably the most color accurate that I've used and the most affordable for the price. Best performance. Let's see. Nah, I wouldn't go with Samsung. I've had too many dead pixels on Samsungs. I'm going to be completely real. Samsung monitors, that liquid crystal, whatever that, it's not an IPS display. It's something else. It's like those micro LEDs. I don't want to deal with that shit. I leave my computer on all the time, and these pixels degrade after a period of time. So you got to recalibrate. Like I'll have to recalibrate my monitor next month. You're supposed to calibrate it at least once every 30 days. I would say you're supposed to calibrate it. Exactly. get an X-Ray Pro. You could calibrate. Yeah, I got the X-Ray Pro. I should calibrate my Ninja monitor too. Yeah, QLED. So LED monitors for me, I don't know. I don't think that's like the best to edit off of, because those pixels degrade differently than an IPS screen. At least in my experience of working with photos and looking at things that are supposed to be color accurate and in a true representation, IPS screens aren't the best for when it comes to photo or video editing. You're not going to find a professional colorist using a QLED monitor. They just won't do it because they know that those pixels are going to degrade and they're not going to get an accurate representation. That's why IPS, I think, is the best.
How's this camera look on the stream today? I mean, on my internet looks like it's holding up too.
Are you using a different camera and you're just not telling me? Because you said something twice. Are you shooting on an A7C or something?
This is my last.
What was that?
This is my last stream with this camera, man.
What was that? You just like choked on yourself or something?
Shed a little bit of tear. My last stream with this A6600, man. It's getting boxed up and shipped out tomorrow.
So you sold it. You sold it. Where'd you sell it?
Oh, you know the guy. It'll be his second one.
Who?
Brad.
Brad Hendo?
No.
Fogel?
Why
does Fogel need fucking two cameras? Why does Fogel need a second?
Well, he had a 6400. I think he's in the chat too.
I know he's in the chat. Brad has got more cameras than you can shake it. Brad has got more gear than one person should ever have in a truck.
He's got a semi truck, so he can just throw it all in the back.
Throws in the truck. He's just trucking along.
I
saw he finally launched his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think now that he's actually using the cameras, which
I would hope. I mean, let me tell you, if I was trucking around, if I was a trucker, whoa, line of sight, FPV
new member
crew. I know if I was driving truck like that, I would absolutely have a YouTube channel. I think that would be the perfect scenario because you're just traveling in the country, and if you have any downtime between loads, just freaking film and edit and whatever. I think that would be the perfect scenario if you wanted to start a YouTube channel.
But yeah, so this is my last time. I think he's gonna get it. Dude, he called me today. I want it. You said you were selling it, right? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't hardcore pressing it, but
right.
If it's sold, it's sold, and I'm just kind of preparing myself for the future. See if whenever that A7 S3 gets in stock or whatever happens.
As he's in the chat. I got absolutely wasted with him and Eddie. Last time I was in Connecticut, we were in a park. We got absolutely wasted. Eddie bought this stuff called soft IPA.
It looked so good. I really wish I could.
Good. It was like a mango. I don't even know. It was like a mango IPA or something, but it was probably the best tasting beer I've ever had. It was going down so fast. I remember we started out with like I don't think it was a 6-pack. I think it was like something obscure. It was like an 8-pack. It was an 8-pack. Thanks, Jared. I appreciate it, man. I think it was like an 8-pack of beer. And dude, we started one. Eddie's like, I'm gonna get another one. I'm like, oh no, we're only gonna need 1 pack of beer. Like, I think it's like 3 or 4 packs of beer later. I don't even remember going to the Mohegan Sun. So,
gosh, your text messages that night were just hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Gosh,
who's saying that? What am I using now, Mateus? What am I using now for a field monitor? I actually have 2 field monitors. I'm actually using. It's actually right here. This is one of them. This is one of the field monitors that I use. So this is an Atmos Shinobi. I use this as a field monitor, and then I have the Ninja Atmos. So if I don't feel like recording into a monitor, I just use this, which I've been using this quite a bit, actually.
not the Atmos.
Yeah, the Atmos, I record into the Atmos as well, but
I just think it's funny you sold to both of them, and then you're like, I'm going to buy another one, whatever.
But you know what's funny, though? When I sold it, honest to God, when I sold it, what I should have did was the whole reason why I sold it, I could have probably fixed it myself. I could have fixed the issue I was having myself. I had some settings jacked up on the way I was interpreting the log footage coming in. if I would have, I'm gonna take, now it's getting hot with all the lights on. If I would have,
Ooh, getting hot in here.
no,
Take
don't
off.
get used to it. If I would have just reset the Ninja Atmos, if I would have just like did a factory reset on it, it would have fixed my problem. Which it's funny because I did reset it when I sold it, and I never tried it
But
again.
you
After
never
I
tried it out after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't box it back up. So I
FAA,
know
man,
Jared.
I'm curious. Let's move this in the direction of the FAA. Let's hear some of the things that you've been hearing. What's coming for us for Christmas?
So there's a gentleman. So a video was sent to me today from somebody, and it's a video from the guy who has a channel. It's called Alien Drones. Anyways, he gets on the phone with what I believe it's a FISDO. That's what I'm believing. It's a FISDO, and has a conversation. And this agent is divulging information, which it seems sort of weird because you just wouldn't think that they would have that much information or even be willing to divulge. But we're talking about the fact that the rules are going to be over 300 feet is going to be, you're going to have to be required to have remote ID. So anything over 300 feet is remote ID. They're also talking about for 107 pilots that we're going to have the option now to fly at night. So as of now, currently, which this makes no sense. This is the stupidest rule of them all. This actually is for the better. So right now, the way it stands, you can fly at night as a hobbyist, right? So you can fly your drone at night as a hobbyist.
As long as you get like the little lights and stuff like that.
Right. If you have a beacon that can be seen from 3 statute miles, or and you're also not allowed to fly over 400 feet at night. So even if you're near a building,
400 feet anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Exactly. So regardless, those rules still stick. But with the new rule, 107 pilots are going to be allowed to fly at night. We're not going to have to need any additional, waiver. All we have to do is have a beacon on the quad and we're good to go, which this is a good thing because I always wondered to myself, I'm like, well, why the hell is it that, hobbyists can fly at night, but a 107 pilot can't? That never made sense. And they made it to where it was really, really hard to get a waiver for the daylight waivers. It was really hard to get a daylight waiver to be able to fly at night. And in some instances, your waiver would just sit there and nobody was approving them. They weren't being approved. So that was a little bit sketchy. So I think the new deal is going to be pretty good. I mean, the fact that we're not going to have to worry about sending an approval in is good. So there's a couple of
not having to worry about a remote ID if you're flying under 300 feet. That's not bad at all. I mean, who goes over 300 feet?
Remote ID, if you're a 107 pilot, you have to have remote ID if you're 107. So if you're operating commercially, you'll have to have a remote ID. Now, with that being said, even after they drop this final rule, none of this is going to come down the pipe. Like, it's not going to affect anybody for at least 2 years. So we're still going to have a pretty long grace period. So it's not, so again, people are going to get upset about this, but nothing is going to affect us essentially for 2 years still after they implement that rule. So we still have 2 years. Not bad. I'll take it. A lot can happen in 2 years' time. So I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff now, because I look at it this way. If you don't have to have remote ID under X, Y, and Z, then it's not a big deal. But with that being said, like for the guys that fly FPV and we all have YouTube channels, technically, because we're posting on YouTube, you have to have a 107. But the problem is nobody's really pursuing you, right? Nobody's actively pursuing you. A lot of people, I think right now are really up in arms because of certain videos that have been released that said, oh, the FAA is mandating that you have a 107 if you're posting online. And the reality is that no, they're not going to waste their time coming after you. They're just not. They're not even going to bat an eye. The situation that happened previous, I said this on another stream, that was sort of like you got pulled over for speeding, right? You got pulled over. Your infraction was you were speeding, but then the officer looks and you don't have your seatbelt on. So they just tack on another fine because you got pulled over for speeding and you didn't have a seatbelt on. That's
Right.
sort of how that was. But it's not something they're going to initially say, we're going to fine you because you don't have a 107. And anybody who says otherwise, just don't, you really are giving way too much credit to the time that these FSDOs have on their hands, because they have a lot more shit to worry about than sitting there, you know, going after people posting content online. They're just not that narky. You know what I mean? They have there's no benefit to them to do that. There's no benefit. Like, what are they going to do? Police every fucking Facebook group, police every single individual? They're just not going to do that. They're not going to do it. So that's it. So like, for anybody who's creating content, putting stuff out on YouTube, whether it's monetized or not, you know, I'm not saying to do it, but I'm just saying that it's not going to be a reason why you would get fined. It's not going to be a reason. You're just not going to have a reason to worry about it. Because I'll be honest, I didn't have my 107 for probably 2 years when I first started doing drones. I didn't have my 107. And then, you know, I got my 107. Yeah, it's cool, but would it have mattered? Would I have been fined if I didn't? No. Like, that's not the case. You have to be turned in. Somebody has to really hate you and make your life miserable for that to happen. So I don't really worry about that. And the other problem is, like, most of the people who are turning people in just need to get a fucking life and get laid, right? They need to get laid. They just jerk off or something. I don't know. Like, just go in the corner and jerk off. I mean, just sounds like they're wound a little too tight. That's what I think.
Well, hopefully those rumors are true. Hopefully, I mean, that sounds like very reasonable. But
yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
So something that happened to me recently was somebody had called, FSDO called and asked me about daylight waiver, because they saw me flying at night, and they said that they asked me if I had the waiver to be flying. And I said, we do. And the only reason why they called me is because I dove a building. And that building, the building happened to be 415 feet high. And because I crested over the building, he knew I exceeded the 400 cap. So I couldn't say I was flying as a hobbyist, because I went over that 400 foot, and somebody turned me in on it. So he asked me, he goes, do you have your daylight waiver? And I just said, yeah. Do you want me to read you the certificate number, or would you like me to fax it to you? And we faxed it to him, and never heard anything else. And that was case closed. Never did I even get a letter or pamphlet in the air. You know what I mean? I didn't even get a pamphlet. Nothing was said beyond that. Okay, done. You know, you just, you know, make sure you have your paperwork ready and just answer their questions. Peace, done. So here's what's really cool. In January, we're going to Vegas, right? So CES happens every year in Vegas around the 6th through the 12th. So this year, because CES is not happening, we thought, well, we should still go to Vegas because it's going to be dead, right? And sure enough, we looked at hotels, we looked at flights into Vegas around the time that CES was going on. Flights into Vegas are like $35 round trip from Tampa. $35.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? $35 to get to Vegas. So we're like, you know what? Let's go to Vegas. It's going to be a great time because it's so dead right now. And one of the reasons why we're going is because we have a waiver to fly the strip. We have we got a 0 grid authorization from ATC to fly the strip.
Wow.
Not over people, people or traffic, but we can fly the strip because we have the authorization to do that. DroneWorks has the authorization to fly that. So it's one of the hardest airspaces to gain legal authorization to fly. So I'm like, let's go. I'm about that. So we're going to go fly it. I think it's going to be awesome shots, because if it's dead because of the virus, and Vegas is obviously still sort of locked down to an extent. And my thought is, the closer we get to election, we're going to start seeing more and more places sort of restrict things like travel to try to get this in control. I'm thinking Vegas is the perfect spot to go because it'll be dead. It's going to be dead. No CES happen, no conventions. it's going to be a ghost town. Perfect time to freaking fly it. Perfect time.
Very jealous. That sounds really awesome.
So we're going to be, we're going there. We're going to stay at Treasure Island and just going to let it rip, man.
I've never been to Vegas before.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. I've lost a lot of money in Vegas. I've lost a lot of money in Vegas. Not this past time, but the time before I lost a lot of money.
Just gotta know when to stop, man.
And the time before that I lost. The time before that I was just high. So that was that. Literally, I was through the roof. It was amazing.
Ariel Sean. He doesn't get approval from me for anything. He just does what he wants.
Not you, Francis. He's talking about Paul from DU.
Oh, nobody cares about what that guy's approval is.
Nobody gives a shit about that dickhead. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Lon just texted me. He's looking for an invite to Vegas. Lon, if you want to go out there, bro. He said, Vegas. Hey, if you want to come out there, once we confirm and like tighten up the dates, if people want to go out there, come on out. I think it's the perfect place to go. If we were going to have a meetup, let's do it in Vegas, right? We can keep it. We can keep it socially safe, because if we go to the casino, you have to wear a mask in all the casinos, so that's safe. If we go and gamble, they're going to have dividers between. Have you ever played craps with the divider? The last time I was up in Connecticut, Billy and I went to Mohegan Sun and a bunch of casinos, and I was playing craps. And there's a divider. There's plexiglass. I loved it. I like playing with the plexiglass for two reasons. One, it's an excuse why I don't have to hit the back wall with the dice. So I don't let the dice hit the back wall. I don't got to worry about them going everywhere. You get a little more dice control. So it's fucking amazing, dude. Dude, I was rolling hard eights, bro. I was rolling that 44, man. And whew, I could just hear it in my head. The sounds, dude. 9-9, need a 9. Oh, come on, that hard eight, dude. I freaking love it. Send me back. Take me back.
Wow.
I feel like I have a lot of addictions.
I mean, thank goodness plane tickets aren't $35 all the time.
$35, dude. Gotta go, dude. You know what? I look at it this way: if you're gonna blow money, like, you can't take it with you and die. You blow $500, right? I look at it this way: it's a calculated risk. You blow $500 and you live a little, right? I come home, hey, I lost $500. What is she gonna do? Throw me out? You gonna throw me out? Psh, throw me out. Don't throw me out. Please don't throw me out. Just don't throw me out.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. That was it. That was deep. Joe says, put him on the poker tables. I'd hit the poker tables. I got to tell you the funniest story. So Zach, the owner of Drone Works, we're there for commercial UAV last year. And Zach's not a poker player. Zach plays blackjack. And I feel like I babysit him a lot of time when we're there, because I sit at the table with him. I don't play. I just sit there at the table and just make sure he doesn't lose the business. But he's like, let's play poker. Show me how to play poker. So he's sitting at the far end of the table. I'm sitting at the opposite end of the table. We're at the Bellagio. And the whole time, like, if you've ever met Zach, you've seen him on the stream before. He's got these very, like, dramatic facial expressions, right? And he's all like, he's making these really, like, weird eyes and stuff. And he's looking at his cards and he's like he's doing this eyebrow thing. I'm like, what the freak are you doing, dude? Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying not to laugh. And he's got the nuts, man. And this guy to the right of him is trying to decide whether or not he's going to, call him, because Zach called, like, it was like $100 or something. The guy to the right of him is trying to decide whether he's going to call. And before the guy could even get his money out of his hands, fucking Zach rolls over his hand. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? And the guy's like, well, that's an easy fold. And I'm like, it was a mess, dude. It was a mess.
Man.
It was the most stressful time I've ever had at a poker table, because I'm like, I can't play with you, dude. I can't play with him at a table like that, because I was, like, sincerely laughing. Sincerely. But those are the interactions I want. So let's do it. Let's do a Vegas meetup. Let's do it. So we're going to do a Vegas meetup. we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I know that there is a lot of pilots in Vegas, big shot aerials out there. There is people close enough to Vegas. So providing that the coronavirus doesn't get any worse, I'd say let's do it. We'll just keep it socially safe. We can still do things. We don't have to like not live. You just got to be safe about it. So we'll just be safe, right? We can do that.
B-Man says, do you think you can get authorization to fly a small cine loop around the inside of a casino?
I bet you at the Treasure Island, I bet you we could. I bet you we could at Treasure Island only because we've lost enough money there. I bet you we could totally do it at Treasure Island because we've lost enough money there. I won't say what's the Bunny Ranch. Don't go to the Bunny Ranch. Why? What's at the Bunny Ranch? Paul, what's that at the Bunny Ranch? Yeah, you know
the Bunny. I've never even heard
Paul,
of the
do a search for the Bunny Ranch. See what that is. Do the Bunny Ranch. Bunny Ranch Vegas, Paul. I'm gonna let Paul research that. Did you find it, Paul?
Inside Nevada's Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
I hope Chelsea doesn't check your browsing history, Paul. It's a brothel, Paul. It's a brothel. It's illegal. You go there for vagina, Paul.
Interesting.
Yeah, you pay for that, Paul. You pay for that. We're not going to go there, though. We're
Moonlight
not going there.
Bunny Ranch tour with Alice Little. Ooh.
The meetup will not be at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. Just to be. JMO says, "Can we do a meetup in Springhill?" Yeah, we can do a meetup in Springhill. Why don't we do? Let's pick a date. We'll do a meetup. We'll set this up. We'll do a meetup. Let's do this. I think we should do a meetup before the year's out. You know, would like do a pre-Christmas meetup. Let's do this. Next Saturday, that's the 19th, December 19th. Let's do a meetup at Sulphur Springs Park. So Paul, put this in the chat. We're going to take it back to Sulphur Springs. That's just a fun place to fly FPV too. Although I don't know if we'll get kicked out, but we'll do it. Let's do it. So December 19th, Sulphur Springs Park, Tampa, Florida, December 19th. Also make a community post about that. So then we can like we're going to firm it up. Let's get it on the books. That'll be fun. Get a bunch of people out there just flying FPV. We can totally keep everything super safe. Like we can keep it super safe. That's the address, December 19th. And then I'll update the website. So if you want to go, you can RSVP or something. So we don't we don't show up and nobody shows up, if that makes sense. God, I really butchered that one. December 19th.
Wow, November. Jeez.
Why would you put November 19th? November already happened. December, Paul. December. So
I want to get the heck out of.
There we go. December 19th. Time. Paul, what time is a good time? Should we do this, Paul? I'm thinking 11. I don't want to do it like first thing in the morning. I'm thinking I want to give people, because we still have people. We have people over on the East Coast that may want to partake. So let's say 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, Sulphur Springs Park, 1 o'clock. Because then if we stay there long enough, then we can go get barbecue at Four Rivers Barbecue.
Originated here in Orlando, man.
1 o'clock. Paul, are you drunk or something? You're just really screwing up the dates and times tonight, buddy. Paul?
I'm not drunk tonight.
Oh, okay. That's good. It says my Corvette is sleeping already. All right. So there we go. So that's it. So we'll do Sulphur Springs. We've had a meetup there before. I just think that's like the perfect place to go. It's centrally located. It's got a cool structure to fly. There's some shade. If you fly FPV, it's fun to fly FPV. So I think all the way around the board, it's a pretty dope little spot to be. So, case of brew, whatever you want to bring, JMO, whatever you want to bring, brother. I don't even know if we're allowed to drink there, but we got the red Solo cup, so we'll get it done. So I'm all about it. Let's do it. We'll just we'll everybody can be safe. You want to wear a mask, you wear a mask. Whatever you want to do. We do the elbow thing, like tap. We did spin up, we did spin down, and we were fine. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Obviously, my recommendation to anybody would be is just know your body, know yourself, that if you feel like you would be sick or something, don't show up. Just use practical judgment. That's all I can say. That makes sense. There you go. So, all right, everyone, have a good night. I'm out of here. Hey, what happened to Fly High Wisconsin's icon? Why is it not one of our logos, Paul? You see that?
Same thing with Julio Morales.
No, his is okay. His is okay. But I just noticed Fly High's is like this yellow one, which was weird.
Huh?
Yeah, his is like this yellow one. You notice that? I'll have to check that out tonight. When we look at the emojis, we'll just have to check that out and see what's going on with that.
I keep looking in freaking StreamYards. I'm like, they all look the same to me, but
well, yeah, I'm looking. I have the chat.
But now I see him in YouTube. Yeah, his is like a yellow S.
It's gone.
Is that like a long time member?
No idea. B-Man said he dropped the crew. He needed the extra money. I think I got the cheapest membership though. What does it cost? $1.99. My membership is the cheapest. We just did a members stream. Somebody messaged me the other night. They said, hey, when I signed up for the Brew Crew, I was promised members only streams and whatever. And I said, well, we did. The members only streams I don't leave up because we have it like they're hitting, right? They're just hitting. You can't see them.
Right.
So I just delete them after we do them. And I think what I'm going to do after this point is I'm going to host those streams like the meetups. I'm going to host them on Discord. So Discord has like this amazing meetup. Like you can have a full like group of people. You can have like 15 people in Discord on video and chatting and whatever. And it's actually pretty cool. So I think Discord's going to be the way to go.
Discord's pretty fun. If you're not a member, you get access to a Discord group, and we get to chat it up all the time. It's good.
Yeah. So Discord, we have different like channels within Discord. So if you're wanting to talk about Autel, we have an Autel section. If you want to talk about DJI, we have DJI. You want to talk FPV, we have FPV. If you want to make fun of Paul, we have a section for Paul. The whole thing. So it's basically we just abuse Paul all day long in Discord. So if you become a member, you'll see that we have a post. And Paul, can you post it again in the members section for the link for Discord? If you become a member, you get access to the Discord, the members only Discord. And like it's direct access. I usually keep it on my phone so that way I can see what's happening. So it's also a direct line of communication to myself, direct line of communication to Paul. So yeah, it works pretty well. We have a lot of fun there. So I think we'll put more emphasis into that in the new year. We'll do more with the Discord, but I think going forward, the members only streams, I'm going to move them over to Discord because it's easier to manage them. And I think people will get notifications a little bit easier. I'll just notify people a little more in advance. This past one was sort of like a little bit more abrupt, but in the future, I will go ahead and update people. Dennis Maxey, welcome to the Brew Crew. So yeah, I'll just notify people a little more in advance. But yeah, and I think I have a real estate section in there as well, to where like I want to do the coaching. I talked about I had some people follow me and do some shadowing on some classes. Well, what we're going to do is like we're going to have a section for real estate. So if you have questions or if you want to post your work, that's the other thing too, is like if you have work, photos, videos, links you want to post in Discord, feel free to do that. Go for it. Like that's what it's there for that constructive criticism. So that's, yeah. What beacon light do I recommend for the Air 2? I would honestly just get a Lume Cube. The Lume Cube charges really easily. It's super bright and it's really, really light. So it's not going to be something that's really super obtrusive, nor will it affect your battery or flight characteristics. So I would say Loom Cube is the way to go. I think the Loom Cube is the way to go.
We got a new member.
I see that. Dennis Maxey. Welcome to the Brew Crew. Thank you so much. So there we go. All right. So I guess we'll open it up. We'll just do a couple more questions and then we'll call it a night, man. I'm going to start filming this next video so I can get that out on Friday morning. We got a new video dropping tomorrow. I've been doing, that's the other thing too. In the members only section, I've been dropping the videos a little bit early for the members. So that's something else you'll watch for is the members get early access to the videos. You get at least, 8 hours access early. So
I was wondering why some of the links that, the views are
that's why
higher.
I've been doing that. So the other thing too, hopefully they're ready by the time we do this meetup, but the kill shot stickers, I have these at the shop. We have I didn't realize it, but one of the guys that works with us, Matt, he has print screens. And I said, I want to get stickers made. And he goes, I can print you them. How many you want? I'm like, you can print 150 stickers or so. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. You want them die cut? What? I'm like, really?
Wow.
So they're going to be 3x3 stickers of this guy. These are going to be the first run of stickers.
Cool.
So if you're in the Brew Crew, I think there's a way I can send stickers out. Like I think I have access to mailing addresses and stuff like that. I don't know. So I think we'll be able to send those out, which I think will be pretty dope. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, you'll all be getting stickers. So whether you show up for that meetup or not, you'll be getting stickers. So I'm trying to do something to make it a little more enticing. Like one of the things is I never wanted the Brew Crew to be expensive. Like the minimum that Google lets you charge for it is $1.99. I charge the minimum only because if you are a hater or somebody who wants to start shit, you're probably not even going to be willing to spend $1.99. So that just sort of is like a qualifier that I can keep the Discord chat clean and free of any like spam. The other thing is I didn't want to make it like $3.99 or $4.99 because there's not enough value in that. So I think $1.99 is fair enough. That's what I think anyways. So yeah. So that's the deal. That's what's going to be happening this month. So Jeep Dog Camping says stickers, crying face. Bitch, I'll teabag that sticker and send it to you, motherfucker. I'll teabag it. I'll teabag it for you if you want it.
Oh, man.
All right. Ken, don't get mad with this question, but are you still doing a podcast with Billy anymore? Flight time. Yeah, we're still doing the podcast. We just haven't had time. Like we're both really busy with work and YouTube and just trying to find the time to sit down and film them. Even just sitting down and recording audio, it takes time and our schedules really suck. I'm going to say something this weekend when I see him. When he picks me up from the airport Friday, that'll be the first thing I mention to him. I'll be like, yo, what are we doing with our podcast? Because I don't even think that's been a topic of conversation in the past couple of weeks, but I'll definitely say something. Kovacian Dronography, thank you and welcome to the Brew Crew, my friend. Y'all awesome. That mascot should be named Mofo. I sort of like it. Mofo.
Yeah.
I sort of like it. But we got multiple. See you at the Bird, the 19th. Case of root beer, JMO. That sounds like a good deal to me, man. Steven says, I've started my own real estate photography business after 3 weeks in business. I just finished my 4th home today in a day where folks are extremely unappreciative. Let me say huge thank you. Well, thanks, Steve. That's awesome, dude, that you are already shot your 4th home just today. That's pretty freaking awesome. Again, the biggest thing is like, now's the time to do this. Like, obviously we're in for another probably 6-7 months of this social distancing, maybe more. And now more so than ever, people can't go places that we normally could go. So now's the time for real estate photography, videography, and offering all sorts of services that normally probably wouldn't be doing this well. Brad Hendo, welcome to the Brew Crew, man.
Again.
B-Man is really harping on Brewster. He really wants me to call him Brewster, the dodo.
I like Brewster.
It's Mofo or Brewster. I mean, it's Brewster or Mofo. We could call him Brewster Mofo Original Glaze.
Mofo Brewster.
I don't know. It's gonna be a toss up, dude. It's gonna be a toss up. All righty. Well, I think that's gonna do it for tonight's stream. We are approaching 10:09. I think we kept it pretty mellow, and I've only had one. I've nursed this beer the entire night.
I think it's one of the mellowest streams we've had in a while.
I feel like it. I feel like we needed it because sometimes, like I said, like I have a hard time waking up on Thursday mornings, man. Thursday mornings are really, really rough for me to wake up. Now what I can do is I can close this laptop, take this off, and start filming this gear bag deal that I wanted to get done.
Even have some time to, spend some time with the wifey tonight. She might be happy.
I did. I said hello, goodbye. She's already sleeping, dude. Dude, she goes to sleep so early. Like she goes to bed at like 9:30. She'll fall asleep at 9:30. I already took a nap today. Like I got off work at 4. I fell asleep for 35 minutes. My cat woke me up. Went to dinner. Stream. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I'm very stingy with my time. So, all right. That's it. Paul, you got anything else, man?
Stay original.
Stay original. Adios, guys.
I want you. I need you. You got me right where you want me, baby. Ooh, yeah. And who knew what you do? 'Cause got me cold in my tracks, why don't you get up off of these high hypotheses? I'm not Socrates. I'm not trying to be cool. I think it's time to change the scene. Ditch the limousine, chicks and cellophane. I just came to see you. They can touch us, it don't matter. Cause a ruckus, what's us got up? We got something they never heard of. We got original. We got original. We got original. We got.
We got original. Yeah. Sorry. Oh man, you guys think that's over? It ain't over until the fat lady sings. Is Ken gonna got keep
Fucking Paul. I love that I've got total control, Paul. Take a shot every time that fat fuck says control. Fucking drone you.